Hey guys, my name is Damon and welcome back to DSquared. Today we're going to be finishing up my week 7 picks along with the last video. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and I'll put the link in the description, as well as put this in a playlist so it's really easy for you guys to find it. I'm an up-and-coming YouTuber and I'm trying to figure out things. I used to have a few channels in the past. One of them I was very successful at, and I'm trying to get back to what I love most, which is just talking about football. Anyway, let's get into the rankings. We have the Washington Redskins at Green Bay Packers today. I think this is going to be one of those games where Aaron Rodgers has shown us throughout his history. He'll put up some really good games and look really good. And he's a really good regular season quarterback. But I think this is one of those games where he kind of takes a step back. After he has a good game, he kind of has a tendency to do some of these things. I'll put the statistics up there if I can find them before I release this video. And in the future, I will have a lot more statistics on my page as these videos are going on. That's one of the things I have in plans. But I think this is one of those games where Washington kind of steps it up and shows us all that talent on defense isn't for nothing. They can be the team they were last season. So I say it's going to be a slugfest, and I say this is maybe a chance for an upset. I'm going to go ahead and go out and make my bold prediction and say that it ends up being an upset with Washington 24, Green Bay 23. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the other way around. I really do think it's going to be a low scoring and really close game where Aaron Rodgers kind of falls short and that defense steps up. So look out for this for a maybe surprise must-game watch this week, but I still pick Washington over Green Bay this week. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Miami Dolphins. This week, I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons in a game between two teams that are, not doing so hot right now. I just think that both defenses are pretty awful, and I think that the Dolphins' offense is not doing so well. And I think the game changer, the really one that puts Atlanta over it, is that their offense has shown that they can do well. I think Cordarrelle Patterson, who's been a fantasy god this year, is going to go off on that defense and is going to open the lanes for the offense. So the ending score I'm picking for this one is Atlanta 28, Miami Dolphins 13, and I don't think it's even close. I think it's one of those games where it's clear that Atlanta's at least one step up from them, even if Atlanta is a bad team still. Now next, we have America's Game of the Week, which will probably live up to the hype it's going to be. We got two young quarterbacks who are probably going to get into a shootout with the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to a touchdown, whoever has the ball last in their hands, and I'm actually going to predict this one to go into overtime, and the upset does happen if it even is an upset. I'm going to pick up the Cincinnati Bengals just because they either get the ball first in overtime or they're the last ones with the ball. And I think Joe Burrow goes down the field and makes a name for himself and really solidifies this as a rivalry between Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson going forward. Final score, 41-35 overtime. Bengals win it. Next, we have the Houston Texans at the Arizona Cardinals. Now, from last week's game when Houston faced the Colts, they didn't look good. They looked good the previous week with Davis Mills, but Davis Mills was only one of the only bright spots on that team. Meanwhile, we have the possible most front-runner MVP candidate, Kyler Murray, coming into this game red hot with his team on offense and defense. I don't even think this is close. I think the only reason that Houston Texans even stay in it and don't make it look horrible is because of Davis Mills. I still think we end up with a score of 13-48. Arizona Cardinals win it big time. May even lay a 50-burger on them, but I'm going to say 48. Next, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, in this one, even though I know that Tampa Bay doesn't have the best defense in the world, I think because of all the offensive struggles that the Chicago Bears have been having, I think that Tampa Bay defense steps it up and becomes better than what they've been showing us so far this season. I think Tom Brady goes ahead and goes out there and throws a typical game. And my bold prediction of this game is that the Chicago Bears don't score a single touchdown. They walk away with 4 or 5 field goals. What I'm predicting at the end of this game is 15 Bears for 5 field goals and 31 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Finally, for Sunday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts at San Francisco 49ers. In this game, even though I am a Colts fan, I'm going to go ahead and pick the 49ers in this one. The Colts defense is very banged up. Our secondary, we just lost Julian Blackmon with his Achilles injury. And even though they do have some injuries of their own on the 49ers, they're getting Jimmy G back. And I think that's what's the little effort to push them over the Colts. I don't think the Colts have it completely figured out. I don't think we're as bad as we were playing in the first half of the season, but I also don't think we are at that peak ready yet to be playoff contenders along with the Baltimore Ravens. And, really the way we destroyed Houston was a really good comeback. So I think it's a slugfest in this one, but I think we lose a close one. Colts 24, 49ers 28. Anyway, my name is Damon, and thank you for watching this videos this week. If you haven't seen the previous videos, please go back and watch them. I only got 3 videos up. This is the second in the series of my week 7 picks, but I'm starting this YouTube channel back up to really try to, get a career off going for myself, because I've always had a dream of working in the NFL. I'm not going to ask you guys to subscribe or like, but if you guys could do me a favor and help me out by telling me in the comments what kind of things you guys want to see. I appreciate you guys watching to this point, and if you have watched to this point, I appreciate your time. If you give me suggestions, I always love constructive criticism, and I'm always looking forward to make new videos for you guys. I come out with daily NFL content, and we're going to be coming out with prospect rankings, power rankings, analyzation on teams, and hot takes all week the rest of the season. So I appreciate you guys' time. You guys have a good one. Thank you for watching DSquared.